You know, when we're out in public with River and her walker, it's always an interesting prerogative when people are like asking questions. I much prefer people to ask questions, don't get me wrong. But it's funny, or interesting, I should say, because most people's main question or concern is, have the surgeries helped? Or what's the prognosis? And I'm like, it's interesting that we're so... What?
That's what we went to.
Yep, that's right. Here, let's keep walking over here, okay?
Okay.
Everybody's main concern is if the surgeries have worked and or if she's going to walk without assistance when she's older. And it's so crazy to me because look how pretty these trees are. Oh, let's see. Look how gorgeous that is. Oh my gosh. Thank you, God, for this beautiful day. It's cold, but but it's interesting because people are wondering if she'll walk or anything like that. And, you know, they don't understand what a giant blessing it is that she's able to just walk with a walker and be upright and have this sense of independence. So, I mean, gorgeous view in our walk. Sorry, I'm like a squirrel when I'm in nature because everything is so beautiful. Riri, do you think this is beautiful?
Yeah.
Yes?
Let's go.
All right.
Okay. We want to see it. No.
What? So anyways, it's just interesting that the main concern is, you know, is she going to walk? And it's like, we are just so blessed that
Can we have a walker?
she has been as successful as she has. And walking to us is, I don't really have the right word to describe it, but it's not everything to us. Everything to us is just making her as independent as she can be. And that's going to, of course, look different for every single child. And I think I've mentioned this before, but spina bifida is the snowflake condition. So every child is completely different. Some children have their defect, which Rivers is L3 to S1, which is a pretty big chunk of a defect on her spine. And some kids are in a wheelchair, some kids are paralyzed, some kids walk without any assistance or mobility tools at all. So it literally varies from child to child. But for us, like, there's so much more to life than walking. You know what I mean? As I'm walking, telling this story. Do I wish she could? Absolutely. But, you know, he was like, we had kind of just seen this gentleman that was like, it's cold. We had just run into this gentleman. He was very nice. And he was like, oh man, that's a pretty tough life for her. And, So anyways, nice gentleman, but, you know, just older people of that generation, I feel like, don't really know how to ask that type of question. Or I don't think they're meaning it to come across like in a disrespectful way. Like, you know, of course her life is more challenging. I totally recognize that. But at the same time, I try to be mindful about what I'm saying in front of her, obviously. And I told him, I said, but she doesn't know she's different. I said, and I let her go until she tells me that she can't do it. I'm not ever going to tell her, oh no, you know, you can't do that, honey. Like, she's going to be the one to tell me. It is all gas, no brakes until she tells me otherwise. And, you know, we don't take it easy on her either. Like, if she's, you know, it's one thing if she's tired or something like that, but if she's, you know, kind of just trying to maybe take an easy way out or something like that, we're like, no, baby, you got to do it. Like, you have to learn how to step and grab or do something like that because we are trying to equip her the best that we can as she gets older. And of course, I'm there every second of every day to help her, but half the time she doesn't want my help. And so, yes, while it may seem and appear tougher, it is definitely, but she won't ever know that. You know what I mean? Like, she's going to be so strong, she won't know that.